This call to order, the May 9th, 2024 regular board meeting. Do we have any public comments? Okay, we are adjourned to closed session. Okay, I do apologize for being a little late. We were having a good discussion in closed session. So we're going to reconvene our regular meeting, May 9th, 2024, of the Escondido School District. We're going to be doing the Pledge of Allegiance first, and that's going to be from Trinity Adoye from Quantum Academy. What, please? No.
Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Yes. So I was just told to acknowledge how well you did that. So thank you so much for giving us the direction. That was very good. Thank you. Yes. At this point, what I'd like to do is a moment of silence for all losses this community and district recently had with Rodrigo David Tapia Jr. So if you please bow your head for a second and give us a moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. Moving on, we're going to go to the report out of closed session. Oh, roll call. I apologize. We are all here. Thank you very much. I'm not. So our report out of closed session this evening. In closed session, the board considered dismissal charges against a classified probation employee and took action to approve those charges and release employee number 624367 by a vote of 5-0. In closed session, the board considered dismissal charges against a classified probationary employee, took action to approve those charges and release employee number 630365 by a vote of 5-0. In closed session, the board considered dismissal charges against a classified probationary employee, took action to approve those charges and release employee number 656713 by a vote of 5-0. In closed session, the board took action to approve the recommendation for an appointment of Cheryl Cortez at Central Elementary School principal beginning July 1, 2024 by the vote of 5-0. Congratulations, Chanel. Is she here? No. She is not. Okay, congratulations. In closed session, In the matter of existing litigation, OAH case number 20240400158, the board voted 5 to approve the special education settlement agreement by a vote of 5-0. In closed session, the board considered the separation agreement of certificated employees numbers 649-665, 657728, 605-619, and 649-702, and took action to accept the agreement with the effective date of April 22nd, 2024, by a vote of 5-0. In closed session, the board considered the separation agreement for certificated management employee 293402, and took action to accept the agreement effective on the date it is signed by both parties by a vote of 5-0. And that is our report out of closed session. We need an approval of today's agenda.
Move approval of the agenda as presented.
Second.
And we are going to do electronic.
Yep. Mine's not coming.
There it is. Please vote.
I'm logged in. I vote yes. Can you manually do that? I'll try to, I'm gonna log out and log back in. No, I'm logged in. I know.
You got a 5. Yep, we're good.
So we have that passed 5-0.
I'm gonna log back in and then I'm watch.
Okay, all right. I'll stay away.
And we need the approvals of the minutes for April 11th, 2024.
I move approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting of April 11th, 2024.
Second.
I vote aye.
Did it come up, Zesty?
No.
No, but she's gonna vote for me. I'm logging back in.
Okay. And it passes 5-0. Approval of minutes for April 12th.
Move approval of the minutes of the meeting of April 12th, 2024.
Second.
No. No, I need you. It's not. Oh, there it goes. You just had to stand up.
Okay.
Thank you.
It was Mark.
It
That's
was-
my magic fingers.
Thank you.
And that passes 5-0. Approval of minutes of April 25th.
Make a motion to approve April 25th meeting minutes.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. And it passes 5-0. Going on to D1 recognitions.
Okay, so we are here to, we are excited to be able to once again honor our students from across our district with our Student Excellence Awards, our SE Awards. And we're going to have principals come up, share a little bit about their school as well as their student honorees. So we're going to begin, principal from Quantum Academy, Principal Crystal Miller.
President Houston, Dr. Ibarra, and members of the board and cabinet, thank you for your time tonight to recognize some very special quirks from Quantum Academy. I'd first like to recognize and thank all the staff and families here tonight to celebrate these students. Our families and staff are exceptional in every way and have helped these students truly unlock their unlimited potential. Quantum staff and families, please stand to be recognized. Quantum Academy at the Nicolason Center is a place where we lead with empathy, create, persevere, ask questions and seek answers, and impact the community. We hold high expectations for all quirks and encourage critical thinking, collaboration, creativity, and communication. Our quantum values drive every aspect of our work and community. Our vision is to inspire confident leaders who impact the community through empathy, creativity, and innovation. We achieve this vision through our project-based learning and a focus on choice classes, Explore, Elements, and Genius Hour enrichment. We focus on STEAM and design thinking as ways to connect our learning to the relevant work in and around our community. There, it works. Okay. Every quantum student is an empathetic collaborator. We are a project-based learning school for grades 4 through 8, focusing on STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, math, and especially student choice. Collaboration is built into our projects and built into our enrichment. Every day, students have 30 minutes of homeroom time where students build relationships with other students and staff by playing team building games and integrating our values into their academic work and community. The middle picture up there shows our 8th graders going into a 4th grade class to lead a team building activity where students had to do a collaborative drawing with strings attached to a single marker. The students had a blast. One big project this year that took a lot of collaboration is the Quantum Quinta Eco Farm, a green space full of plants, a tool shed, tables, composting, and even our newest arrivals, our chickens. Right now, it still looks like a construction space, but it is coming together quickly and will be ready to open at the end of May. Every quantum student is a creative problem solver. Our work every day is hands-on. Students learn best when they are authentically connecting to a real-world problem or project using design thinking and, of course, always starting with empathy. When we create, we use cardboard, our favorite building material, to build and ideate. We use science tools to explore and discovery through inquiry and investigation. And in our enrichment classes, we use our creativity to develop the whole child. Classes this year have included crochet, piñata making, collaborative sculpture, wiffle ball, line dancing, Minecraft architecture, Pinewood derby cars, animation, Lego Mindstorms, t-shirt design, water bottle rockets, slime making, and more. Some of our classes are even student-led, and for our student leaders, teaching a class involves a lot of collaborative problem solving. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Every quantum student is an effective communicator. We offer Genius Hour 3 times a year where students get to explore a passion of their choice using a high-quality, student-created research question. At the end of every Genius Hour is a showcase where we invite families and the public to see student presentations of work where students get to show off their project with pride and confidence. This year's Genius Hour projects have included steam engines, famous painters and scientists, tortilla making, whale migration, baseball, garden bed making, chicken coop cleaning, designing, explore and elements classes, crochet, robotics, roller coasters, and city making. We are a small school with a big heart and tons of creativity and innovation. We are so proud to recognize our 3 quantum students from 6th, 7th, and 8th grades. At this time, I'd like to call up 6th grader Lydia Kempton, 7th grader Trinity Adoye, and 8th grader Keith Rowland. Stand right here. All right, I'll start with our 6th grader, Lydia Kempton. Lydia has an unwavering dedication, curiosity, and kindness that sets her apart. Her inquisitive nature and willingness to go above and beyond makes her a true scholar, and her academic achievements are a testament to her hard work and perseverance. But she is so much more than an exceptional student. Her character is a shining light. Her kindness, empathy, and willingness to lend a helping hand are inspirational. She embodies the values of respect, responsibility, and integrity, serving as a positive role model for her peers and earning the admiration of her teachers and staff. Lydia's potential knows no bounds and her future is filled with endless possibilities. We are excited to see the incredible things she will achieve in the years to come. We have been honored to have Lydia as a student this year and are very proud to bestow her with this award. Congratulations. Our 7th grade award winner is Trinity Adoye. Quantum Academy is delighted to honor Trinity Adoye with a Student Excellence Award. The young lady we celebrate with this award is truly deserving of it, as evidenced by her academic achievements, her leadership qualities, and her commitment to personal excellence. Trinity is an exemplary student. She asks clarifying questions to deepen her understanding of expectations and seeks information from multiple sources to support her construction and demonstration of knowledge. She creates with passion and puts her best effort into all assignments. Trinity's final pieces of work from any class and subject could be used as model examples for future students. Not only does she push herself to success, but she inspires her teammates to do the same. Group work is brought to higher levels on the teams in which she participates. As a student leader of Explore and Elements classes, Trinity is a risk taker who impacts our quantum community in a positive way and perseveres through each endeavor, always pushing herself to the next level. She is receptive to and applies constructive criticism so seamlessly, it is as if she had always possessed the ability or skill. She shows kindness and compassion to all of her students, and for those who push the limits of respect, she patiently redirects them as a seasoned teacher would. It is not often that we see a model of all of our pillars in one student, but Trinity Adoye is most certainly that model, a quantum renaissance student. You ready? Okay. And now we get to talk about Keith Rowland, our 8th grade award winner. Quantum Academy's Keith Rowland is hereby recognized as an outstanding and confident leader who has positively impacted our community through empathy, creativity, and innovation. His academic achievements, empathetic leadership across campus, and positive impact on our school community have been inspirational. Keith is commended for his mastery of state standards in every subject. Keith's intellectual reasoning was second to none, and his work was routinely used to model mastery for peers. Empathetic, humble, and gracious this year, he was asked to co-teach with Orange Glen staff. Keith selflessly tutored K2 students for 2 trimesters. Their math proficiency and reading comprehension improved significantly. Most noteworthy is Keith's positive impact on campus. He created an Explore Elements class based on a Genius Hour PBL for dancing and acting. It's undeniable that when he is around, the atmosphere tends to brighten up. His peers also describe him as a scholar and upstanding school citizen they admire. We are honored to present this award to Keith Rowland in recognition of his exceptional academic achievements and unwavering commitment to our values, school culture, and tradition of service at Quantum. Congratulations.
Take a couple of pictures for us and your parents, please. We can take some pictures too. Over here. Nobody there. Oh, yeah.
And next, we'd like to invite up the principal of Pioneer Elementary, Principal Elise Jimenez.
Alrighty, thank you. I am Ms. Jimenez, the proud principal of Pioneer, the Pioneer Pumas. I'd like to first start by thanking all the families as well as our Puma staff for being here today. So if you could please stand up, my Puma staff. I'd also like to thank those of you that are tuning in at home to sit in and make sure you can recognize and see the amazing things that our students are doing as well as our school, and we want to recognize them today. And also thank you, President Houston, Dr. Ibarra, board members and cabinet for letting me come to speak to you today about the amazing things that happen at Pioneer. All right. At Pioneer Elementary, every student is an empathetic collaborator. Take, for instance, our Peace Patrol program, where 5th grade students extend their hands as mentors to TK students during lunchtime. In this initiative, they go beyond simply ensuring safety. They actively engage in fostering positive peer interactions and nurturing a culture of inclusivity. Through Peace Patrol, our 5th graders exemplify how empathetic collaboration ensures equity of voice and ideas as they guide their younger peers toward shared goals of harmony and understanding. Additionally, our Classroom Buddies program stands as a testament to the power of intergrade collaboration and empathy. Here, our upper grade students become mentors to our youngest learners, forming partnerships that transcend age boundaries. Throughout the year, each upper grade student takes on the responsibility of guiding and supporting one kinder, or in some cases, 1st grade, student. Together, they embark on collaborative projects, offer companionship when needed, and contribute to the nurturing and positive atmosphere within our school community. Through Classroom Buddies, our students not only honor each other's experiences and viewpoints, but also build upon the strengths and interests of their peers, creating a tapestry of connection and mutual growth. At Pioneer Elementary, every student is an effective communicator. Our students are equipped with the skills to articulate their thoughts with clarity and purpose. They understand that communication isn't just about speaking. It's about active listening and receptivity to others' ideas. Whether expressing their own thoughts or engaging with the input of their peers, our students communicate with intentionality, ensuring coherence and understanding in every interaction. This commitment to effective communication is further cultivated through practices like community circles. These circles provide a platform for open dialogue and active listening, fostering a culture where every voice is heard and respected. Through their participation in community circles, students refine their communication skills, learn to express their ideas coherently while remaining receptive to the input of others. At Pioneer Elementary, not only are our students effective communicators in English, but through our dual language program, they have learned to effectively communicate in Spanish as well. Take, for example, our 5th grade dual language program, where our students shine as effective communicators in their mission to preserve the San Alejo Lagoon. Collaboratively, they devise innovative solutions and confidently present them to adults, showcasing their ideas with clarity and conviction in both Spanish and in English. Through their thoughtful pitches, these students not only advocate for environmental conservation, but they also demonstrate their ability to communicate purposefully and persuasively, leaving a lasting impact on their community. Every Pioneer student is a critical thinker, embodying the essence of an inquisitive learner who can effectively and critically analyze information. Armed with confidence, they fiercely ask questions and delve deep into understanding the intricacies of how the world operates. Their pursuit of knowledge is not just about acquiring facts, but about grasping the underlying principles that govern phenomena. Demonstrating mastery is not merely a checkbox exercise for them, it's a journey of reflection and revision, where they refine their thinking through continuous evaluation and improvement. Our students exhibit a rare openness to reconsider their own perspectives when confronted with compelling viewpoints, recognizing that growth often comes from challenging their own assumptions. In every classroom, discussion, project, or debate, Pioneer students stand out, not just for their intellect, but for their relentless commitment to critical thinking and intellectual exploration. So as you can see, there are many great things happening at Pioneer, and that can be attributed to the teachers, staff, parents, community, and of course, our amazing students. So allow me now to please bring up Pioneer's shining stars and who embody excellence. So can Brindley, Elizabeth, and Esme please come and join me on stage so we can highlight your great qualities. Alrighty, so we're going to start with our 3rd grade recipient, Ms. Brindley Drawhorn from Ms. Bower's class. So Brindley embodies all the attributes of a standout scholar. She is advanced in all subject areas, Spanish and English, and reading and writing, math, science, and social studies. Her academic excellence is truly noteworthy. Even more noteworthy is her positive attitude towards school and the joy she takes in learning something new. Not only does she bring her sunny outlook to the classroom, but also in her interactions with her classmates. She is a friend to all and is encouraging to all of her peers. She motivates other students to do their best with her words and her actions. We're so proud of you, Brinley, and look forward to hearing all about the marvelous things that you will continue to accomplish. Congratulations, Brinley. Alrighty. And for our 4th grade recipient, Student of Excellence, is Miss Elizabeth Pizarro from Miss Cruz's class. Elizabeth is an exceptional 4th grade student at Pioneer Elementary, and we are so pleased she's being recognized as a student champion. Elizabeth has a kind, giving heart. You can tell she cares deeply for her friends and family by her everyday interactions, which showcase her thoughtfulness and caring nature. She's also shown empathy for many students this year who have gone through difficult times. Elizabeth is a proud Pioneer Puma and loves to be involved in the Pioneer School community. She has a variety of interests and has jumped at the chance to participate in many after-school ELAP classes, including math club, chess, and ballet folklorico. With the drive and motivation to always do her personal best, Elizabeth demonstrates a love of learning and continues to grow academically. Elizabeth has received a variety of academic and citizenship awards over the years at Pioneer, including a trimester award for academic excellence just this year. We're so proud of Elizabeth and so fortunate to have her as a Puma. Congratulations, Elizabeth. Alrighty, for our 5th grade recipient, Ms. Esmeralda Cruz from Mr. Fergoso's class. Esmeralda Cruz is a student every teacher dreams of. This scholar is not only a great student, but she is also a wonderful person. Esmeralda is involved in many clubs at Pioneer Elementary. Esmeralda was a member of this year's STEM Day team representing Pioneer School. She is also a member of our Safety Patrol, our Peace Patrol, and our yearbook team. Esmeralda contributes and enhances many parts of the Pioneer community. With the combination of outstanding academic achievement and terrific character, Esmeralda is sure to achieve great things. We are so proud to have Esmeralda represent our school. Congratulations, Esmeralda.
And next, we'd like to invite up the principal of Reedy Creek Elementary, Principal Megan Lowe.
Good evening, Dr. Ibarra, President Houston, and Board of Trustee members. I'm Megan Lowe, the principal of Reedy Creek, and I'm honored to be here tonight to share a little bit about our school and to honor 3 students who are very deserving of these Student Excellent Awards. I'd first like to start by acknowledging all of our cabinet members and all of our families and staff members who are here in support of Reedy Creek. So please stand up. Now I'd like to share a little bit about our school. Although it's only my first year here, I have quickly learned just how special Reedy Creek is and how much we have to offer both our students and their families. At Reedy Creek, every student is an empowered learner who takes ownership over their learning both in and out of the classroom. Students are taught how to set both academic and personal goals for themselves and the process of how to achieve those goals. They also take their learning outside of the classroom to apply all the things that they've learned in real-world problems. In first grade, students combined what they learned in math and science to work together to do a simulation of how money flows through the community. Working in groups, they had to show the relationship between consumer buying services and how businesses got paid. It gave them a whole new appreciation when they go to their own stores in their communities and shop. In third grade, our students completed animal reports where they had to research various aspects of animals and create a physical habitat that displayed all of the information that they learned. But the project didn't just stop there. They also had to present their report and habitat to the class, working on their public speaking skills, because every student at Reedy Creek is also an effective communicator. Teachers regularly build opportunities for students to talk with their classmates. Students engage in math talks to explain their reasoning, justify their answers, and use models to represent their thinking. They learn how to appropriately ask clarifying questions and respectfully push back when they don't agree. Through buddy classes, students get to read with peers of different ages and talk about their books. Our upper grade students get to engage in literature circles or mini book clubs where they read a common book and share their thoughts and ideas and questions about the text. During our weekly Friday assemblies, our students not only get to MC the event, but they also get to lead the school in the Pledge of Allegiance, help announce raffle winners, and assist with student awards. Students also participate in community circles within their classroom to discuss the highs and lows of their day and to bring a problem and seek help from their classmates. At Reedy Creek, students are also creative problem solvers, and they have multiple opportunities throughout the year to work with their peers to analyze a situation and come up with various solutions to solve a problem. In upper grades, students work with partners to decipher various spelling patterns related to syllables and affixes and derivational relationships. After completing a volume unit, fifth graders had to create zoo animals of specific dimensions to fit in a specific size zoo. And the animals they represented were both unique and creative: a dragon, a penguin, an octopus, just to name a few. Students also got to engage in STEM activities where they used their knowledge of shapes to create larger objects and to design lunar landers that could potentially land on the moon. We even had one fifth grade class learn all about waste diversion and composting and come up with ways that they could reduce the amount of waste used during lunchtime. There are so many things that I could highlight about Reedy Creek, but I will move on and now honor some of our students. So I would like to invite up our three students: Clara Gustafson, third grader; Ariana Razone, fourth grader; and Wyatt Williams, fifth grader. The first student that I'd like to recognize is Clara Gustafson. Clara is one of our third grade students in Mrs. Cooney's class. Clara is a role model citizen in her classroom and our school community. She is kind and respectful to everyone around her and always looks for ways to make them feel included. I'd like to share one story about Clara that really emphasizes this point. Earlier this year, there was another fourth grade girl who was having difficulty making friends. Clara noticed that the girl often sat alone at lunch and didn't have anyone to play with during recess. After talking with Mrs. Cooney, Clara took it upon herself to befriend the girl, and she offered to sit with her and invited her to play together, and over the last few months, they have developed a sweet friendship. This very simple act of kindness not only made that student's day better, but also helped to develop a long-lasting friendship that hopefully will continue for a long time. Additionally, Clara works very hard in all academic subjects. She advocates for herself when she has questions or needs clarification and has made substantial progress in both her reading accuracy and fluency. Her math skills have also shown significant improvement this year. I am so honored to give this award to Clara. Congratulations. Our next student to be recognized is fourth grader Ariana Razone from Mr. Lake's class. Ariana deserves this award because of her exceptional qualities across the board here at Reedy Creek. She has an excellent work ethic and consistently puts effort into all of her classroom assignments. Whenever there is an option for Ariana to go above and beyond what is asked of her, she always chooses to do more. She also demonstrates a commitment to learning by actively engaging in every lesson, asking thoughtful questions, listening attentively, and focusing on the task. As a result of all of these efforts, she has made tremendous progress in all academic subjects. But it doesn't stop there. Ariana is also a role model citizen within her classroom. She models strong focus, understanding, and has exemplary study habits. She also is as strong academically and is a wonderful leader in our school community. She is kind and well-liked by all of her peers and always willing to extend a helping hand to anyone in need. We are so proud of her and all of her hard work this year. Congratulations. And the third student I'd like to recognize tonight is fifth grader Wyatt Williams from Mrs. Putnam's class. Wyatt was actually one of the very first students that I met when I started at Reedy Creek, and he immediately stood out to me because of his kind, respectful, and compassionate personality. Throughout the year, I've gotten to know him both in and out of the classroom. Wyatt is an extremely conscientious student who approaches every task with determination and commitment to do his best. He consistently completes all assignments to the best of his to his ability, and demonstrates a strong work ethic. Wyatt seeks clarification when needed and asks thoughtful questions to deepen his understanding in any subject area. This year, Wyatt was also part of our fifth grade STEM challenge team, where he had the opportunity to showcase his excellence and his strong collaboration skills. He has also made significant improvement in his reading skills, which speaks very highly of his determination and commitment to doing his best. Wyatt is extremely well liked by all of his peers, and he helps foster a supportive classroom environment. But his exceptional qualities also extend beyond the school walls, where he excels in both competitive biking and snowboarding. And despite having a rigorous training and practice schedule, Wyatt continues to prioritize school and academics, which make him an excellent recipient of this award. Congratulations.
It's freezing in here. This must be really, really chilly.
All right, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll be returning back at 7:50. All right, hello? There's a delay. Okay, I think that's, yeah, I'm on.
Yeah.
All right, we're back in session. We are now at public comments. We have 2 right now, and then we have another one when we go into L1 and right before we go into L1. So the first one's going to be Valerie.
Hi, my name is Valeria Aparicio. I attend to Hidden Valley Middle School. I am reading to you with many concerns about a very horrific event that happened to me. On March 11, 2024, at 3 p.m., I was in the Hidden Valley girls' locker room getting ready for my soccer practice, and I was assaulted by 2 girls and attacked. I did not see or hear them before the attack. I am very furious with what happened to me, because the thing that got me and my mother very angered was that how everything was very dealt. I do not feel that the principal or the assistant principal handled things correctly. First of all, neither the principal or assistant principal called to let my mom know what happened to me. my mom had to hear from a friend of mine about what happened to me it wasn't until 30 minutes after talking to my mom talking to her friend, that the school nurse called her saying if she could pick me up because I wasn't feeling well. And my mother told her to explain how things were, that I wasn't just feeling well, that it was because I got jumped by 2 girls. The nurse just said, "Oh, you already know," to my mother. And my mom was later told by Miss Rusky that X-Track was supposed to notify her about what happened to me. The second thing that had my mom also angered was how the principal and assistant principal dealt with the girls' disciplines. One of the girls had a no contact contract to stay away from me and wasn't supposed to be anywhere near me. And since after the fight, I have been harassed by these 2 girls. When my mom spoke to Miss Resky about what was going on and what was going to happen to the 2 girls who did this to me, she said she can do another no contact for the girls. And my mom told her that she doesn't see how this is going to keep me safe if one of the girls that had a no contact contract came up to me and asked me why she was in the office. My mom we both think that these girls should be expelled or at least in Trek. These 2 girls could have killed me, and this was not just another pulling hair fight or calling names. These girls slammed me down and dragged me by the hair. I do not feel safe with them at school. This assault left me feeling very awful. I'm still having my terrible migraines and my neck pain from the concussion, and I have to go to a doctor's appointment to heal from this attack. I want something to be done because the school is not helping me. This is why I'm reading to all of you guys so that something could please be done. These girls have still been harassing me and bragging on the social media of what they have done to me. They have not learned from their consequences that the principal supposedly gave them. And there's a video going around and that they posted about me getting slammed to the ground. Thank you for hearing me. We will be providing a video for you guys so you can see on your own timing.
I do want to add something to this. I don't know what can be done, but what they did to her was not okay. And until now, those girls are still in school. They're still looking for more trouble with other girls. They're trying to get other girls and do the same thing that they did to her. I've already told the school about this, and they still have those same girls in school. We just ask that you guys, as the board, superintendent, do something about it, because this should have never happened. My daughter is an A student. She's in honor classes. She's an avid. She's a good student. She did not look for this at all.
Okay. I want to assure you that Mr. Trent Smith, if you can raise your hand, he will be following up with you, and you'll be getting a call tomorrow, and we'll be taking your report.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, next is Carmia.
Hi, my name is Karina, and I go to Hidden Valley Middle School, and I'm here to speak on my behalf. And I got into a fight with the same girl that was involved in the fight with her when she jumped in when she was on the floor. And my friend was assaulted after school, and I do not feel safe at that school because the girls and her friends still go around and they go to say things. And when walk around, they give me looks and they push me. And when I go to talk to the principal or Miss Resky, all they say is, oh, Elisa is not going to get into any more fights. But when I walk around, I hear them whispering, oh, I'm going to beat this girl up. And they're always saying stuff after school. And knowing that they're saying that makes me feel unsafe. And they said they don't know if I'm going to be able to promote. But I have good grades. And I don't have any problems with any other people but her, and she just goes around saying things that are not true, that are all false, and I don't do anything. And when I asked to promote, all they said they didn't know, and they haven't gave me any updates about it, and they don't know if I'll be able to promote. And they said because I came to her, but I only asked her if everything was all right, if I can, like, why is she going, saying stuff? But I was just asking her. I wasn't gonna ask her to fight or anything. I was just asking her as a question, and she came to me aggressive. She threw herself on me, and there's like videos going around, and her speaking to her friends saying, "Oh, Karime got her butt beat and everything." And I just wanted to say that I wanted to be able to promote because I am a good student and I didn't want to cause any problems. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you very much.
Quiero que si hay manera que hablen con la directora, que mi hija es buena estudiante y creo yo que merece graduarse con las demás niñas.
Okay. She wanted me to tell you guys that, okay, her daughter's a good student. She has good grades and everything. But because of this incident, I guess this girl was talking bad about her. And she told the girl, like, she went up to the girl and told her, hey, what's your problem? Can we work this out? And as soon as the girl was like, oh, I don't have no problem with you, and Kareem turned around, the girl jumped on her and started hitting her. But Kareem was the one that got suspended and not the other girl that already has a prior of aggression. So now they're telling her at school that she won't be able to promote. And they still haven't told her if yes or no, so that's why mom's here to see if she is able to promote or not, because she doesn't have any problems at school. This is the only incident she's had.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and work with you as well. So vamos a investigar qué está pasando y vamos a trabajar con usted. Okay?
Gracias.
Sí.
Yeah, and please, thank you. This school has been going really bad. Last week there was fights every single day. I don't know what's going on there. There's just not a lot of disciplinary actions or anybody taking their role seriously. In my eyes, there's not. And there was another mom with us, but she had to leave because she had an appointment at 7. She thought the meeting was at 5:30. We were here since 5:30, but we didn't know.
Yeah.
So, but
Okay. Thank you very much for coming. We will be looking into that. Thank you. Gracias por venir.
All right, going on to public hearings, we have none. And going into reports, CSEA.
Good evening, everyone. We have nothing to report as of now, just as a continued conversation about negotiations and how everything has been going very well. So I do appreciate that. I do appreciate everybody's open to communication and listening, and we just have positive things to say right now. Let's hope that stays that way. Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Triple EA.
I cleared the house for you. All right, thank you for this time. Good evening, Dr. Ibarra and President Houston, Board and Cabinet. We want to say congratulations on receiving the Community Schools Grant. Woohoo! It will be exciting to see how our students will still be the center of learning and strive to meet the needs of every child, as our mantra states. Your AAA is focused on working on programs that enhance the academic success of all of our Escondido Union School District students. And on behalf of the AAA Executive Board, we want to thank you for a wonderful joint meeting tonight. We look forward to fully collaborating on the many decisions yet to come. And just so I get this out, I appreciate students advocating for themselves. It's a very difficult and challenging thing to do. And I appreciate you saying something because it's very difficult. Very difficult. In fact, I'm a little triggered myself right now. See something, say something, and do something. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving on to written communications, all have been distributed. Thank you. Going to our consent. Is there anything anyone wants to pull off our consent this evening or have discussion about? Having heard none, I need a motion for the consent calendar.
Motion to approve tonight's agenda as presented.
Thank you.
Second.
And we have a second. Please vote. And it passes 5-0. Moving on to L1, we do have a speaker for L1. Molly Francis. Sorry.
Sorry, Dr. Bennett. Good evening, members of the board and cabinet. My name is Molly Francis, she, her pronouns, and I'm a school counselor for the district. I'm here tonight to congratulate EUSD on receiving the Community Schools Grant and to recognize the tremendous efforts of Kimberly Israel in writing the grant that will be bringing $22 million to our students. The grant was a huge undertaking with the depth and breadth of the application that was hundreds of pages long. It would have made sense for her to be part of the steering committee to provide input on the grant's implementation, but more importantly, will be optimal for her to be an administrator overseeing the 5-year grant, since she knows the grant reporting requirements like the back of her hand. Kimberly's tireless work and dedication is the result of our students and families having access to programming and supports that would otherwise not be available to them. She has been building relationships with community partners for the past 20 years. And her work on this grant is opening up new opportunities for staff, which will allow EUSD to hopefully retain some of the incredible employees who have received pink slips due to budget restrictions. Kimberly Israel's talent and skill in grant writing is an asset to the district, bringing in revenue that positively impacts our students and community. Even after the submission of the grant, she continued to apply for grants to give equitable opportunities to all of our students so they have the resources to actualize the unlimited potential within each of them. She is a gift to EUSD and the city of Escondido, and I look forward to seeing the beneficial outcomes of this grant. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, good evening. We are excited to be providing an update on our Community Schools Grant. As you know, the state legislature established the California Community School Partnership Program as an initiative that focuses on school transformation through community school strategies. The intent of the program is to look at the direct connection between schools and families, to examine the link between schools and community services, and to work towards strengthening those links. EUSD submitted their grant application on May 1st, and last night, the State Board of Education approved the third cohort of California Community Schools Partnership Program awarded, and EUSD was one of those awardees. And so the focus for this funding is a whole child improvement strategy where really integration and collaboration are at the core of the work, but all of that with the goal of increasing positive student outcomes. The Community Schools program is about using the community school strategies to mitigate academic and social impacts that may affect local communities. So really it is about integrating all of the different resources around academics, health and social services, youth and community development, and community engagement. And so the goal there, again, is to improve the school responsiveness to student and family needs, and then to organize school and community resources to address barriers for learning. There's some key features with the program that include these 4 commitments, and that includes offering integrated student supports, focus on family and community engagement, collaborative leadership practices, extended learning time and opportunities, as well as highlighting prioritized conditions for learning. And those would include having supportive environment for learning, productive instructional strategies, social emotional learning, and multi-tiered systems of support. So EUSD is fortunate to be in a position where we do have a significant infrastructure in place to support that work, from our social workers and counselors that are supporting on the social emotional side, to our family liaisons who help with community and family outreach and engagement. We've implemented expanding with our full day TK program. We have rich extended school year opportunities, after school ELOP programming that includes enrichment and intervention, and then our work with MTSS. So we have been on that journey for quite a bit, where we're really trying to implement these systems to ensure that we have a process of dealing and addressing student needs in a systematic way. An example of that is really through that teacher collaboration time where teams can come together. There's a focus on them analyzing student data, addressing behavior data, whatever the concerns may be, collaboratively designing interventions and supports to meet the needs of each student. So really, this grant funding is intended to assist to elevate those support structures by expanding and refining our efforts to meet the needs of our students, again, providing them the resources and the supports in the most effective and efficient way possible. So we were very excited to hear this grant is a 5-year, it provides funding for 5 years. The amount there is that $22.8 million, and it is for 16 of our schools. Here we have listed the schools where it is are going to receive the funding, and it was a competitive process. There were many applicants this year, and so they had to have a cutoff or an approach of how their selection was going to be, and so their criteria there was a priority for schools with 80% or more unduplicated students. And so the idea, again, is around making sure that we're having an integrated approach to providing these resources. It's a focus not just on the social emotional, but alongside the instructional practices as well. It looks at during the school day as well as outside of the school day offerings, and again, reaching out to partner with our community partners to provide services, and again, being able to support our families. And so a key component of that is to have some district level coordination with a district coordinator to kind of help with that implementation across the 16 schools. We're going to continue to focus on our community partners that we already have. Again, we're fortunate that we have a lot of these things in place. We want to continue to grow those and kind of maximize those resources, and then even expand this list as well. So mentioned at the district level, there's some coordination required, but also at the school site level. So really, the process is for schools to be able to take the time to assess their needs and their gaps, and then be able to look at the resources that they have on campus and the programs that they might be offering, their specific partnerships that they might have, and again, try to integrate those resources, look at the systems in place at the school. How is it that students are identified of needing more support? What is the CSAT process, the SST process? If it's attendance, how does a school site address those needs? And so there's also a need to have some school site, MTSS site specialist is the term that we're calling it, and really that's a person who would be able to help coordinate all of these resources. The goal there being to ensure that students are plugged into the interventions or supports that they need. And so as part of the main pieces with this grant, they, as mentioned before, they want to see, and we want to make sure that we're fostering this collaboration. And so there's a steering committee involved with this. And the steering committee that was implemented actually began meeting before we were awarded the grant in preparation. But really the idea here is that you have balanced representation so that we have CSEA, AAA, administrators, as well as community partners and parents in that group. And then that group is really meant to be able to guide the work. They would be able to help us take a look at the implementation, look at the consistent systems that we might want to see across the district, defining the specific roles and positions that we discussed, provide input for hiring, as well as really just ongoing monitoring of the implementation, and if there's a need to course correct for a particular school site, to assist with that. So we have been fortunate to have really great conversations with our steering committee that we've been meeting pretty regularly now. I think we've had about 3 meetings so far, and again, we have another one scheduled for next week, and those will continue to be more frequent right now as we're kind of working on the launch of all of this. And the focus from the committee really is to ensure that we solidify these 2 positions, and then they are helping with kind of defining what are the experience, the criteria, the characteristics that we would want in these 2 positions. So we have a targeted timeline here that as far as some of the work that has been occurring. We are collaborating with our AAA partners in this process, and then we will be bringing forward the job descriptions for board approval. And then at that point, we would go ahead and be looking at posting for the positions and then scheduling interviews. And so this is all something that we're, with the assistance of our principals and our teams, this is something that it's a fast timeline because we want to be able to ensure that we are prepared and ready for the work to come. So some further next steps, as I mentioned, there's the steering committee that is going to be critical, especially at this initial stage, that we are launching and kind of defining these key positions. But we do want to be also thinking further ahead in the planning of what types of training or supports might those site specialists need. We want to make sure that they're supported in that work. And also we do want to be thinking about how will we support the schools that did not receive the grant funding. And the idea there is that it's a 5-year grant, but that the systems and the things that are being put in place would be things that are something that could be carried on and left there even beyond the funding. So we want processes in place, practices in place where teams and school sites will be able to continue to ensure that they're supporting students. And of course, we'll continue with our ongoing communication to update you and update our community on the progress of the grant. So that's kind of a brief overview. Questions?
Any questions? Mark? Zesty?
Yeah, I have a question. A couple. Can you expand on what the site specialist would do? Like what kind of more in depth of what they'd be responsible for?
So with the input from the steering committee, we have been looking at those key pieces. And a lot of that, I think, would be beginning with understanding what are the needs of the schools. So specific to the school that they're assigned to. So they would be really looking at what systems do they currently have in place. So whether it's their CSAT process, how they have their pupil re-engagement team at the school, they want to really be able to analyze and take a look at the systems in place currently. And then that specialist would be working with the principal and really making sure that we're able to efficiently address those. We know that some of our schools might need refinement in their process for identifying students that might need these other supports and how to efficiently get them the resources that they need. So that's kind of some of the beginning part, but we also envision a lot of the input was around looking at data, making sure that teachers, there's an efficient way of collecting data on students and being able to progress monitor them, both on the academic side and on the behavioral side. So those are some examples, but they would also be working with teacher teams. If there's a class or a grade level that's struggling perhaps with certain behaviors, or if that might be a component, then they might be able, again, to plug resources in. So they would then be able to kind of be a liaison even to touch base with the district person to ensure that they're receiving any specific PDs perhaps that the school site might need. So I think the committee is still kind of defining the specifics around that role. A lot of it will be dependent on the needs of the school as well.
So is that, I mean, it kind of sounds like it was like the SBRT kind of position before, kind of trying to coordinate all that together.
Right.
Is there going to be a preference for that position that they come from that same school site? Or is it going to be a preference that they don't come from that school site?
That's a really great question. The steering committee actually, we had a good conversation around that piece, and one of the statements was that it was important for the committee to see these people have experience working with school sites that might be facing similar challenges, so like Title I schools, so that they would have some experience in being able to engage and work with that population. Not necessarily that they have to be from the exact same school, but that they would have experience in working at a similar school.
Okay, and are they, is this position supervised by the site principal or from the district office person?
Site principal is what the steering committee believes.
It's decided,
Yes.
okay. What?
I said it's because they're going to be working really close with that community, it really should be the principal.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, I'm just curious. And then so if we do take this grant money, what are the responsibilities we have with it? I mean, I'm assuming we have to stay pretty close to what was written in the grant. But if we find that our needs shift and we have to go in a different direction, how does that work?
So it does allow for some flexibility because the nature of the grant, it's meant to be responsive to the needs of that school and that community. So there are some ways that if, for example, they had one need initially and maybe after a year that might change, or even right now at this juncture with kind of our context, how things have changed, then perhaps that need may have shifted. So there is some flexibility to be able to change that.
Okay, and then my other concern would be when it tapers off after 5 years. I mean, I'm worried about establishing these positions. Are they permanent positions, or how is that going to work if, we can't even find 2.5 FTEs to fill out all the intervention bare minimum that we need? How are we going to staff, 28 million divided by 5, per year extra in funding? Joan probably has the number.
I did
but
the math.
What's the math? But I'm saying, like, if we're tight, how are we? I just want to make sure we don't fall off a cliff at the end, for one, and two, we've established a relationship with the community that we might not be able to maintain.
Well, I think you
So-
probably have more pertinent something.
I think I can answer the question, because I see that you have, the positions could be filled by permanent teachers or employees, but they would be backfilled, because it's temporary money, then they would be backfilled by a temporary teacher.
Okay.
And I think what I really appreciate is this idea that instead of filling a role for the next 5 years or 7 years if we get the extension, we're really building systems that can continue in place even when this money is gone. And I appreciate you saying that the emphasis is on building systems, coordinating systems that can be replicated at other sites, but can be continued without the funding.
So you said that better than I could have said it. I was just going to say self-perpetuating, so that at the end of, when the money runs out, they can carry on because the training will have been there, and the state of mind, basically.
Yeah, but how do we fund those positions?
Then they'll go away.
I think the one thing that everybody needs to understand is that after 5 years or potentially 7 years, these positions are going away. And I think we all need to understand that. So, I mean, their job is to drive themselves out of a job, I think.
Right.
We can't afford another.
That's what I want, yeah.
$4,500,000 a year added to the deficit spending we already have.
Yeah, you're right. You create the system that's going to allow that to just continue without you.
Get it rolling.
Yeah.
Get people used to it and in that mindset.
May I ask a question? And
You can go. You're
go back to you.
Yeah.
Are we asking from the applicants, are we asking for a full 5-year commitment to this, assuming that they're being successful and enjoying this? Or, I mean, are we asking for a 5-year commitment, or could this be open to someone who might be retiring after 2 or 3 years, or?
We have not explicitly said that it's a 5-year commitment. That's certainly something that we would need to think about.
I don't think we would limit ourselves, but we really want to find the best people. And things are going to continue to evolve over, in the next 5 years. And life happens as well. We got to be prepared for that, and people may do this and figure out, no, this isn't for me, and then step out, and we would want to hire somebody in there as a replacement, so.
Are the funds evenly distributed among the school sites, no matter on the size, it's just the same amount?
Correct.
Okay. Right.
Because of the different sizes.
Yeah,
What I
like
said,
more
just full transparency, is, yeah, that's kind of weird, that, a very small site would get the same amount of money as a large site. So that was my comment back here, and it's just a comment.
Initially, they did have kind of these brackets on funding, but it's a range. So if your school population is in this range, then that was the amount that you would be getting. And all of the schools selected were in this range. I can't remember the range right now, but.
Okay.
So they're close enough. Yes.
Over 400. Thank you.
And then what kind of metrics are we putting in place to track, once we have these supports, that they're working?
Yes, and so some of that is outlined in the grant, but some of the data points would have to do with attendance, academics, behavior, so discipline data as well, surveys, climate surveys. So they kind of list a couple of different metrics that we could use, but really we just want to be covering, right, the academics, attendance, discipline.
Okay, and is there going to be any technology component? Because I almost picture, a place on the website where parents can go, I need to ... and a drop-down menu, and can kind of connect them to services. I feel like some of the funds can be used to create something, even though it's not just one specific school that the whole district can benefit from, like very simple connection.
Yeah. I think you're going to find that we're going to be able to leverage a lot of, we don't want this to be separate and apart, so
Right,
definitely
yeah.
it's going to be the catalyst for a lot of wonderful ideas and things like that, connecting people with resources. So that's obviously a possibility. Everything's up, and this is going to be tie everything that we're already doing together, because you know, we've got ELOP funds that we want to now, this will allow us to hone those in to, again, leverage all the funds that we have in totality to really make a difference for our kids.
Okay, and then you were talking.
Including the website.
Yeah, I mean, just, so the community knows they have more resources that they can address. Even if we can't meet them, we can direct them where they could go.
And a lot of that information is already available on our website under community resources. But we would continue to
I
add
lose
to
track
that.
of your website. I appreciate that. No, but that's great, because we wanted to get it out to the community that there are the resources there, and it's a click away, pretty much. And then you were, in the presentation with AAA, you were talking about the second site position. Can you expand on that?
Yes.
I know
and
it's not decided, but.
Yeah, so initially in the grant, well, the idea was, and with the amount of funding that the schools receive, is that they would all have one MTSS specialist, and then depending on the needs of the school site, there could be enough funding left where they would be able to have either someone focused on academics, like a interventionist type of person, or someone focused on engagement and behavior. So those were some of the initial ideas of some of the positions that were discussed previously when they first developed when they first wrote the grant. And so I think right now our focus is on the one position, and again, they would be, once that specialist is there, I think they would engage, again, re-engage the community on what are the existing needs, so that then they can make decisions about that additional support that they might be able to have.
Okay, so the blanket statement from AAA that it's going to be a social worker is not true. And it's not that what they heard at the school sites today, that it's going to be a social worker, has not been decided.
No.
That the community still has input and a chance to contribute to it.
Absolutely, and all of these positions would have to go through an interview process, and people could apply, and again, that depends on the school site panel as they go through that process to match the person with what the needs are from the school.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Mhm.
And then I have one more question. Why isn't a board member on the steering committee?
Good question. Would the board like to appoint somebody?
Are you volunteering?
I mean, I don't need to volunteer. I think there should be board. I feel like sometimes things get to us
I nominate Zesty to be
too
on
far,
the board.
but I
the board
think things
representative.
get too far completed without our input, and then we get too far down the road. And it's like, oh, we can't change it now. You know, we've already done all this work. Well, I think
You'd be perfect.
On the other hand, well, no, I'm just saying that on the other hand, there's some value to having the professionals in the room doing the designing, and we be here more for approval and not be doing the actual designing. But
However, we have board members on the design team.
Right.
If you talk about designing.
we're on every other committee there is.
I mean, it's not a bad idea to have someone who can understand the process. So if we have questions as a board about the final product, we'll have a board member who can explain to us.
And I just hate getting to the end of the final project and us trying,
Saying, "Wait,
possibly
what?"
throw a wrench in it, going, what,
Yeah. And then it's too late.
Yes,
Because we're under the timeline gun.
exactly.
So that leads us to a question of, do we want to appoint someone onto that committee?
I would be in favor of it.
Is there any?
And is that something we can do non-agendized?
I think we're having a discussion. I
Yes,
think we
you-
would, yeah. I believe
Yes,
so.
it's an agenda item. You can
Yeah,
make a
we
motion on an
agendized
agenda
it. The
item.
board's given us direction. The board wants to appoint somebody.
Wants
Do you
to
have
place a
that?
board member on that committee.
We have the jurisdiction.
I would like to see a board member on there. I don't mind volunteering for it, but I'm not saying it to volunteer. I'm just saying I would like to see a board representation on, we're on part of everything else.
But would you volunteer?
I'll volunteer if no one else wants to.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's important that the board be there to watch it. You know, I'm a believer
I
that the
don't have a lot of-
professionals
I don't have a lot of opinions.
should do
so
the work, but
I'll
at
say
least to
that.
be able to be the liaison, that's what our assignments are, is to be a liaison back to the board, and I think there's value in that.
So it sounds like, Zesty,
You won.
asked, you have been
Where's
asked,
my
would you accept that,
Yeah, that one.
would you accept the?
Yes, I would, thank you.
Okay, so, Dr.
Okay.
Barr, if we could have, Is that to be added to that list, please?
Definitely.
Thank you so much. Any other questions? Any other concerns? Outstanding. So moving forward, thank you, Dr. Filia. All right, moving into N1.
Okay, so item N1 is a resolution asking the board to authorize us to enter into the evaluation of a property, even so far as to negotiating a price. This property we're talking about is adjacent to Central Elementary School, and we would like to procure it for the purpose of expanding our ELOT program with a vision of an outdoor activity space adjacent to one of our schools, but available for the after-school program for all of our schools. This does not give us the authority to purchase it. We would come back and seek that authority later once we've figured out all of the details that this resolution would allow us to go down the road to find.
Any questions?
It doesn't give you authority to make an offer either.
No, we would get authority from our board before we were to make an offer, yeah. But we would have to know what would be a offer that they would accept. So it wouldn't be giving an offer, but definitely in the conversations with the seller, we would know where we would come back to the board and ask authority for.
Well, and I would also expect we'd have, we'd get an appraisal.
Yes, that's part of the process.
Before we make an offer.
Yes.
I mean, people can ask for anything they want.
Absolutely. You know, appraisal is one of the first steps that we're going to be taking on as well.
This action just gets the ball started, so I make a motion.
Correct.
To staff's recommendation.
And second?
Second.
Thank you, sir.
No discussion?
Give it a second. Passes 5-0. N2.
Item N2 is a resolution authorizing us to bring another development here in the city into our annexable community facilities district, this one being in the south of Escondido near Bear Valley Middle School.
Need a motion?
Move approval of resolution number 2023-24-15.
I need a second.
Second.
Thank you. Please vote. It is adopted 3-2.
Boy, this one is me. All right, regarding student reinstatement case number 2022-23-22, move to accept the administrative recommendation with the modification that the student will be voluntarily placed at JCCS through the end of the year.
I'll second.
Motion and second.
Yeah, we need goading music.
Right.
Passes 5-0. Moving on to N4.
This is seeking the final approval for the classified layoffs where everyone was reassigned in the end from the March 7th approval that you did way back.
Need a motion and a second, please?
I mean, nobody wants to make this motion, but I know it's necessary. I'll make a motion.
I will second.
Passes 5-0. And N5.
Okay, this is a board member attendance resolution for Mr. Houston, who was out ill at the last board meeting.
Did we get a doctor's note?
You want to pay my doctor bill?
Move approval of
Second.
resolution.
We have a motion and a second. Passes 4 yes, 1 abstained. And moving on to P1, board members and board president reports. Mark?
I'll be brief. Just, I know we're running down to the end of the school year, so just want to thank everyone that's, enduring to the end. I know we got a few more weeks, and there's a lot of things that are going on, so thanks to all the staff, teachers, and particularly the support staff that ensure the campuses are clean and safe. I know they're staring down a very, very busy summer, so my hat's off to them and their appreciation for the CSCA staff that I'm sure are preparing the big projects for a very short amount of time. So thank you for everything that you're doing, and good luck the last few weeks.
Thank you.
I attended the DLAC meeting where the LCAP plan was presented to the community. That's always a great committee. I love the ladies on that. They always put on a great meeting. I attended the Limitless open house, which they always do a fun activity with lots of games, lots of interaction with the students. There was a reclassification ceremony. There was also the foundation did a ribbon cutting for they did an outdoor garden. One of their largest grants they've ever done was an outdoor garden with an outdoor classroom component, and it came out really nice. It's a perfect position for it under the trees. They're going to do a lot of great things out there. I also attended the insurance committee where we are working away on those. We had two insurance committees working away, trying to get the best for our employees. So I appreciate all the collaboration from our unions at that. I think everyone's working really well together to try to find the best solution with a lot of numbers. And then I wanted to thank you, President Houston, for the moment of silence for Junior Tapia. So saddened by the loss of one of our students. I know the Tapia family, and it's just a really hard time, but it's been really nice to see the community come together. They've had so many events and fundraisers for him and his family, but just such a tragic loss of a very special student in our community.
And on that note, it is the end of the year and a dangerous time of year for all of the students in the community. So attended the NETS induction advisory meeting, at least a very good portion of it. Yesterday, very happy that they have been fully accredited, and really, when you look at our NETS program, it is so far and above most districts that accreditation and the rapidity with which it was announced was very predictable. So congratulations to them, and thank them for everything that they're doing, and for all of our teachers, administrators, and classified staff members. I just think there have been many, many positive things about this year, getting everything back on track again. And yes, it's going to be a very busy summer, and I'm sure that we are going to come out next year stronger than ever. So thank you to everyone.
So I attended and you've got this one, Zesty, the PTA council meeting.
I couldn't remember if I have that in my notes. Thank you.
We had switched, but Zesty couldn't stay away. I don't know, maybe she got the heads up, but it was so well attended. And I was really amazed, but then I found out one of the reasons is they always have something good to eat. So Carl's Jr. supplied hamburgers that meeting, and as usual, it was frozen yogurt. And then there were prizes for so many for
Yeah.
reaching for
30
PTA numbers
30,
awards.
yeah,
Yeah,
30 years. Didn't it one of the school?
Oh, and that
30
one too,
years? Yeah.
member of PTA. So it was very enjoyable. They're such a nice group and so dedicated that they've never faltered, even through COVID. They've maintained their commitment to our schools. And I was so happy, I had asked about it the last time, our last meeting. I attended the presentation by Matt de la Pena, the author, and I will tell you, he touched those kids. They were so, you could have heard a pin drop when he was talking about his creative process. He was very casual, talked about how he lives so nearby, he just drove up to speak, and then he met with some of the ASB students late after his presentation. But he's written so many books, and I haven't had a chance to read them. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I just thought he was really good for our kids, and I wish that parents could have heard that too, because he came from a house with no books to speak of, and no real encouragement, but that somehow he had that spark, and he made the kids understand they could do the same. They just needed to be dedicated, have some dedication to the process. I also attended the middle school band concert, and of course, Rincon as always was very, very good. But the big aha that night was Mission Middle School Band. They were outstanding, and I can't say enough about them. And apparently, they've also been recognized as one of the top bands in the state.
Really?
One of the top 20. Oh, in the nation.
I believe.
In the nation.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, there you go. I must have some taste.
It was in the family communication.
And then, of
It
course.
was in the family communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, you mean our update?
Yes.
Oh.
No, the family communication.
The family one.
Sunday.
Oh. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
the Sunday one. That's,
Okay.
It was a
I
long
don't
one this
always
time.
get through that. but- So, and then 2 insurance committee meetings and the GATE Collaborative. And
I missed a whole page of notes, so after you go, I have to go again.
And Zesty was at the GATE Collaborative as well. And then, of course, we had a good end of school year meeting with our EEA. So I think we have a good relationship there.
Don't touch my microphone.
And Zesty has a further report.
Hey, Frank.
Part 2.
Sorry, I
Zesty on part
I had
two.
missed a whole page of
Part 2
activities.
for Zesty, yes.
I attended the Personnel Commission meeting, and I wanted just to reiterate how important that group is to our organization and what they do for our classified employees. And then one of their concerns is that we need to include them more in what we're doing as a board as well, so there's some back and forth, and they understand what we're asking of them, because they're kind of isolated over there, but they do a great job. PTA meeting. I also attended the Rock Springs 30th anniversary, which was fabulous. It was a great event. Really fun to see all the students with their. They made their own shakers and stuff, and they opened up a time capsule, which I think almost took a bulldozer to get out, from my understanding. And they got a new logo. But one of the greatest things is we ended up in the library, and one of the teachers there, Jamie Gabbard, I think I said her name right, she wrote a book on the adoption story of her daughter, and it's in the library, and it was in a special section of the theme for the month, and it was a great book, and it was really, I think it was great to showcase, what our teachers also can do and the other skills they have as well. So that was a really fun treat to see that she had a published book, and she's got more to publish. She just needs the time, she said. So it was great. But good job for Rock Springs in 30 years. Okay, now I'm really done.
Are you sure?
No, I'm just.
And this is a page 3.
I know,
Is it-
I keep
Yeah,
checking.
go through your pages, you're good?
I'm good.
All right, thank you, Zesty. And I just wanted to thank EEA for the meeting this afternoon. Good conversations, as always, and we appreciate your guys' time. And that is all I have.
okay. So we do have a quick, as part of my reports, a lot of busy things happening, a lot of wonderful activities, and last, I believe it was Saturday? Was it Saturday? Sunday, last Sunday, the girls were on the run. They competed, so they competed in the 5K run, and we had 21 teams, 337 students. So we have a short video. A big thank you to all our coaches throughout the district, our ELAP team, Rick, Shannon, and Joanne, and everyone that was involved in this. I think it was a very successful event, and we were the biggest group there. Continues to be. So, again, a lot of wonderful things happening, and just big thank you to everyone that's involved in all of the after-school activities and programs. And yes, a big, robust summer program coming. And we have another event. Oh, esports. Another video? We've shown this one. Okay, there is a esports thing. The championship is happening. A lot of things happening on May 16th. So after the employee reception, if you want to go see what the esports is all about, you can go over to, where is that at? Bear Valley Middle School. It's our next championship till 7 o'clock p.m. We've already seen that one. So, okay, that concludes my report.
When is the board esports championship? I'd like to know when that's scheduled.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Barr, any cabinet announcements?
Just, we also have our concerts next week. So we have our elementary band concerts at CCAE on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Fantastic. All right. Okay, so our next regular scheduled board meeting will be held on Thursday, May 23rd, 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Escondido Union School District, Carolyn Gilbert Education Center. We do not need to go into closed session, so we are adjourned.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive. I thought